All right, welcome.
Hello, welcome.
Hello. I don't know about you guys, but my heart is still beating fast, even though I didn't have my team in the World Cup finals. But we were just watching the World Cup finals. It just finished just in time to do this live. We're actually, you probably can't see, well, you can't see it out of the windows behind us, but we are in Edmonton, Canada, and it is chilly right now.
Very
I'm
chilly.
so glad that we are inside because outside it's snowing and snowing.
Yeah, we are sitting, it is -4 degrees Fahrenheit. So
Fahrenheit, yikes.
we are happy to be in, but we are excited to be here because that means we just rode Via Rail all the way
Yes.
across Canada.
Yes.
And we had a great time doing that and here to share some thoughts on that, right?
Yes, and we've had quite a few experiences already, so we're excited to share those with you guys and answer your questions. We've done quite a few on our social media already on Instagram and on Facebook, but we wanted to hop on here for a little bit and do that. We're also celebrating our birthdays this week.
That's right.
Our birthdays are back to back. If you followed us for a while, then you probably already know that, but our birthdays are coming up this week. Mine is on the 21st and his is on the 22nd, but so on my birthday every year, we're the same age. so,
For one day.
On Wednesday for one day will be the one day a year that we are the same age. And then the next day, he goes back to being 1 year older. And this year, it's a special year. Rob is celebrating his 50th birthday. He's going to be 50. Yay! Happy birthday. So we're excited for that. So we're focusing, even though my birthday is first, we're focusing more on Rob's birthday this year because it's super special.
Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. Happy birthday.
So hop in and ask us any questions that you have also about Via Rail, and we'll share a little bit about our experience so far. We have been on the regular trains. We've ridden in coach and business and on a sleeper train so far as well.
Yeah, we rode the Canadian, which is the big train, the big one that everyone wants to do, and we have been really looking forward to that, and it did not disappoint. Thank you all for everyone for all the birthday wishes. Really appreciate that. Yeah, it didn't disappoint us at all. Rode it from Toronto here to Edmonton. We're gonna stay here for our birthdays, and then we're gonna finish it off. We can't just stop in Edmonton.
No.
So we're gonna ride the rest of the way from Edmonton to Vancouver.
Yeah, we're just taking a little break here in the middle to celebrate our birthdays and the holidays. We didn't want to celebrate it while still moving around.
Yeah.
Plus, actually, our daughter is sitting at the airport right now. She's going to be flying in to join us this week as well. So if one of us goes away, then that means there was something to address with her flight because she leaves I think her flight leaves in like an hour. So hopefully that's going to be all good. But we're here to enjoy the holidays. And we've actually already taken in a hockey game here in Edmonton, which was really fun. We're going to take in some more and do some really fun things around Edmonton and just kind of feel, since we're December babies, just kind of take in the winter feel.
Thanks for all the birthday wishes. And Daniel, glad you made it for this live. Yeah, we're going to try to make these more regular. Both here and on our cruise channel. We have a cruise channel too, which we're going to do a live on that right after this one. That's just Grounded Life Cruises, if you want to check that one out too. So Daniel's planning a trip from Chicago to Pittsburgh early next year, second long distance Amtrak. Wow.
Oh.
That is a route that we tried to do years ago, and we had to cancel it. So we haven't actually been to Pittsburgh on Amtrak.
Yes, it's been on our list.
Happy birthday. Do you need a passport to return via rail from Canada? Yeah, you do need a passport to travel to Canada. You do have to. It was a very interesting process. We weren't sure how it would go, so we got on the train, and when you get to Niagara Falls, they let you off.
Niagara Falls,
New York.
New York.
They let anyone that wants to get off, doesn't have a passport, you can get off there and you're fine. If you stay on the train past Niagara Falls, New York, It rolls right over the river, which was dark for us. I do recommend
You
that.
saw it in the, if you watched the video, you see the
Yeah.
little dark spot there.
I do recommend that more in the summer. And then when you get to the Niagara Falls, Ontario station, everybody has to get off the train. You have to take all your belongings with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come through and like clean the train out so there's nothing left on it. You got-
And like, I guess customs inspect it.
yeah, and then you walk through the little building and you have to meet with the immigration officers and basically pass into Canada officially. Then you walk right out the other side, come back on and get right back on the train 15 minutes later, and it's pretty easy.
And it's just like, they don't like search your bags. It's just by like random selection. So we didn't get randomly selected, so we just zipped right through. But a few people did get randomly selected and they searched through their things. So there was that. And then we were cleared. We got right back on the train. And then when we got back on the train, everybody changed.
Yeah, the staff.
All of the Amtrak staff was gone, and all of the Amtrak food was gone from that cafe, and it switched to Via Rail staff and Via Rail food and menus. They changed the signs of the menus in the cafe and all that kind of stuff. So that was pretty interesting. You saw that if you watched the video. If you haven't seen it yet, go check that out and you'll see the whole process.
Should do a live show from a train. We thought about it.
We did think about
We
it.
tried to set it up, and it might have worked on the Canadian because the Canadian has really long stops. They have they'll stop for, they have a lot less stops, but they're very long, like 2-3 hours long. But we couldn't really predict when we were going to be there, and that was the only time we were going to have reliable service. And
Yeah.
we ended up getting at those really long stops pretty late into the night, so we didn't end up doing it. But maybe the next time we could do it from the train. We have kind of wanted to do that. So.
Yeah, we have.
Let's see. Is there any reason why you guys chose to go east to west on the Canadian? I think just because we were in New York and we were already, our cruise came in, right?
Yeah, it made the most sense because that's where we were coming in from. Than to fly, which we, as you know, try to avoid. So it was easier to just go east to west.
Oregon guy. Hello, Oregon guy. Greetings from Oregon. Happy birthdays. Heading out on the CoStar Light this coming Tuesday to spend time with family down in the Los Angeles, Palm Springs area for the holidays. Yeah, CoStar Light. That should be a great ride.
Yeah.
So you're going all the way down to LA. Gonna see the best part of it.
Yeah.
Which is the section from San Fran to LA. We should be on that train also January.
Yes.
Yeah, we have several trains. Let's tell everybody what we have coming
Yeah,
up.
so we've got, when we leave Edmonton in January, we're going to finish our ride on the Canadian and head on over to Vancouver. And then from Vancouver, we're actually going to ride the Cascades down to Seattle, which then we will hop on the Coast Starlight and take it all the way down to LA to see our daughters and our daughter. And this is actually the first time that we're riding it from north to south. We always ride it from LA up. So this will be nice to ride it all the way down going the other way.
So let's see. I never thought about taking a train ride. This is from Joe. Became hooked on your channel. Now it's top of the bucket list. Yeah, you should do it, Joe. It's great.
That's cool.
If you could only cruise or rail travel, which would it be? Ooh, that would be tough.
Oh, Lucky Charm, that's a tough question.
I think probably rail because it's so much like we actually need rail travel sometimes. Like if we're in Europe or Thailand or and actually to get around in the States, we use it as a way to get places. Cruising we do more for. We do get places on cruises, but a lot of the time
it's
just
a lot harder, yes.
a lot of the time the cruise is just for fun. So we don't
So
have to do it.
probably train would make the most sense long term.
Hello from Taiwan. That's somewhere you would
Ooh,
want
hi.
to go.
Taiwan is high on my list. I want to come visit.
What advice do you have for my mom who is nervous about taking a train by herself?
Really don't worry about it. It's just enjoy the journey. I see lots of ladies riding by themselves and just having a great time. Bring some entertainment for yourself and bring maybe, a nice little snack or something. But it's really such a fun ride to just enjoy the journey. There's no stress. It's really, that's one of the great things about riding trains, is that it's really stress free.
Deborah wants to know any suggestions on routes for Via Rail. There's really 3 routes I would suggest. One is the Ocean, which goes up in the northeast to Halifax, and then they have like a Toronto to Montreal route, or Toronto to Ottawa. That's kind of like being on the Acela. You can do that in a day, 5 hours. That's what we did. So if you just want to like get a taste of Via Rail, that's the one to go with. And then if you want to like just dive all in on Via Rail, then it's the Canadian, which is Toronto to Vancouver. But that is a huge commitment. It is 4 days, 5 days, 4 nights, and it does get long.
It does. It does. It starts to feel like Groundhog Day. If you've ever seen that movie, it starts to feel like that. Like, what did I eat? Did I eat today? What meal? What time is it? Like, everything is constantly changing, and you're moving most of the time. As I mentioned earlier, there's way fewer stops along the way, so it starts to feel like you're just moving the whole time.
Which class were you riding on the Canadian? What were you riding in?
On the Canadian, we were in the cabin for 2, and I just finished editing that video, so it's going to be going up in January? I think in January.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that video.
Let's see. Thank you for all the happy birthday wishes. Any ideas when Amtrak will resume service to Montreal? I love being on the train. Yeah, we did just hear from...
Yes, the Adirondack
Yeah.
is coming back soon, very soon.
So
So keep an eye out for that one, because the Maple Leaf is already running. I think they're just finalizing a couple of things between the area there, but I think that should be coming real soon. So keep an eye out for that.
Jill says, hello from the Twin Cities on the Empire Builder. Are you on the Empire Builder right now? That's amazing. Not only that you're on there, but that you have service enough to be on here if you're on the Empire Builder.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome.
We want to try to do that one time. I was going to try to do a live stream, just be like, this is like a test of the Amtrak Wi-Fi. The Via Rail Wi-Fi was no faster than the Amtrak Wi-Fi.
No.
Both quite slow. Have you checked out ferry options around the world? We have not done a lot of ferries because Ellie gets seasick, and I think the ferries are worse.
smaller. Yeah, the only place we did ferries recently, and it was in Istanbul, between the European side and the Asian side. And it wasn't too bad because the water wasn't wasn't moving a lot, so it wasn't bad at all. And I was sitting outside almost the entire time. But for the most part, ferries are challenging because I get motion sick on those because they're smaller than cruise ships.
Let's see, Renee, I'm not sure how you say that, but welcome. Survived and loved coach from Chicago to New York City and Texas to Chicago.
Wow.
Loved it. Lakeshore Limited, very different from the Texas Eagle.
Very.
Yeah, they're very different. Because you have a
Very.
Superliner and a Viewliner, so you got, that's a good trip. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You got to see which one you liked. I wonder, which one did you like more? Did you like Lakeshore Limited or going to Chicago better? Jill is on the Empire Builder right now.
Ooh, Jill, fun. We love that one, actually. That's like the hidden gem of the long distance Amtrak trains, is the Empire Builder, because it has amazing views, and a lot of people don't talk about that because it's overshadowed by like the California Zephyr and Coast Starlight.
Let's see. Roll Me Away says, how many months in advance gets you the cheapest rates? I have a hard time planning 6 months out. More like 6 weeks is my best. Yeah, 6 months out or more will get you the best rate. The other thing to think about when getting a best rate is that it really is dependent on the time of year you're going. So like February, end of January is going to be cheaper than June or July. And just think about when people are in school, vacations, that type of thing. If people are on vacation, the rates are going to be higher. So book early, book off season, and use coupons. That's what we say. And you get
Yeah.
you can get coupons through either having the credit card or through having elite status. And if once you get one of those two things, you'll just have like coupon on coupon in your account. We have so many coupons.
They expire before I can
Don't
use
even
them.
yeah, we don't even know what to do with them. There's like it's hard to sort them all.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
And the coupons are like you can get there's a 10% off coupon, which really isn't that great, but there's a companion coupon, which is much better. So in other words, then if you use a companion coupon, you usually are getting, it's not half price, but you get what you would pay for one person. Like if you get a roomette, you're gonna get $150 to $200 off the roomette. So that is a pretty good coupon. Let's see. I have taken Ocean Via Rail from Halifax to Montreal, says Roger. What'd you think of that, Roger? We want to know because we're thinking about doing that. We're not sure where we can fit it in. We're going to be in New York again. And if the Adirondack is running, which we've been told it is, we may try it.
We may try it.
I
then.
wonder what you
So
thought
tell
of
us
that.
what you think about it, if you liked it.
Catherine is planning the Lakeshore Limited from Boston and then the Empire Builder in September. First cross-country trip on a train.
Ooh, that's going to be a lot of fun. Those are both great train rides. You're going to get awesome views and awesome food on both of those.
Let's see. Susan wants to know how to best use upgrade coupons. Yeah, so that's another coupon. You get upgrade coupons.
Yes.
And the way that they work is you get a 12-hour and a 48-hour upgrade. So if you buy coach class or first class on the not business class on the Acela, you can upgrade from coach to business. And the way it works is if you have a 12-hour upgrade, you can like apply it 12 hours before your ride. If you have a 48-hour upgrade, you can apply it 48 hours before your ride. So you got better chances
Right.
if it hasn't sold out.
Yes.
But what was it they just told us? We tried to use one.
I called up because I wanted to know what our options were or possibility of being able to use the upgrade coupon. And she told us there were only 5. We were trying to go from coach to business. And she told us there were only 5 seats open. So she said the likelihood of, and this was like, I think about 2 weeks away from that train ride. And she said there's only 5 seats open in business, which means there's a pretty low chance that you will both get to upgrade to business. So
then we used...
take that into consideration. I would call, and that's why
Find
we
out.
did it, because they can tell you how many seats are left in the upgrade category that you want to go to.
Because then we really wanted to ride business, so we had a companion coupon. So we just bought the business tickets with a companion coupon, and it ended up being about the same price. But the one thing she did tell us was if we use a companion coupon for like coach, then you can't use the upgrade coupon.
Right.
Also, you can't use
Right.
2 coupons. So that was interesting to
Yes,
learn.
in that instance, yes.
So you gotta kind of plan out your strategy. Once you get a ton of coupons,
Just try out which ones are going to get you the lowest price. That's what we do. We put them in. We use the app to book usually because it's easy to just kind of run the numbers and all that kind of stuff. So
Roger says he loved the ocean.
Ooh.
Had a full bedroom on the ocean.
Oh,
yeah, that's
okay.
good. That's what we want to try to do, I think.
yeah, I went to Peggy's Cove Lighthouse. Ooh, that sounds nice. Rob likes to photograph lighthouses.
Yeah, I do. That's one of my favorite things
Yeah.
to do.
Okay,
Let's
that's good to know,
see.
Roger. Thank you.
Does VRL have an upgrade bid system for rooms? I don't know.
I've not seen
Haven't
that
seen
option in their app, but they do have a certain number of discounted tickets or fares that they sell on each ride for each category, and you'll see that in the app as you're booking on ViaRail. You can download the ViaRail app just like the Amtrak app and book on there, or you can call them, or you can do it on their website. We find it's the easiest to do on the app, but you can see that it says discounted next to it. If there's the room category and it doesn't say discounted, then there's obviously no discount, but definitely if they have discounted rates available, take that because it's going to be your best price too.
Let's see. Someone had a question about traveling with us. So I'll just talk about that for a second. We don't have anything right now, but we do have from time to time trips. Allie's doing some trips to Bali, Indonesia. Those have sold out for 2023 though, so maybe 2024 we'll have some more opportunities like that. Maybe some other things come up, but that's what we had. They keep a track. If you're not following social media, if you're interested in that, do that, because she usually puts it on there before we can announce it on a live. And then this time when she put it on there, it sold out like in the first day. So we didn't even get to say it on
Share
the live.
it, yeah.
Let's
Whoops.
see.
Let's see.
Yeah, Susan has you have a lot of coupons. Not sure really use them.
Yeah.
The companion coupons. Yeah, the companion coupons we try to use. Sometimes we started using them even for coach or business because that's not the best use of them. But if you don't use them, you lose them.
Right.
And so
You might as well get a few
if
dollars
you're not
off
gonna,
at least.
yeah, if you're not gonna take a lot of roomettes, the
Yeah.
roomettes is where you save a ton of money with them. But
Yeah.
we seem to they just keep putting them in our account.
They do. You just get so many once you have an elite status of any sort that they just pile up.
This is an interesting question from Don. Riding in the off season, does weather ever pose a concern for you? Hurricanes, snow, is it a hassle to rebook for another time?
I'm assuming this question is for us personally, or just like in general?
Yeah, just in general,
For
I
us,
think.
or just in general.
general.
You know, it really just depends. Probably the toughest one to plan around is hurricane season, especially if you're doing cruises. That starts to get a little bit funky, but for the most part, like we personally do pretty decent and not having to book. But if you have to rebook, they usually are very helpful in getting you, to the next possible service and putting you up in a hotel and all that kind of stuff. So that's helpful that, they're ready to do that and to provide that for you. But yeah, I don't think it's too bad traveling in the off season.
Snow is not much of a concern. The train will still run unless it's just like
Completely,
the worst snowstorm ever.
like Arctic, whatever.
We did have a situation in London, or actually just in Scotland, where there was huge storm coming and they were canceling trains all over the place. We almost got trapped in Scotland, but
Which is not a bad place to get trapped.
we ended up getting out and getting through. And it's pretty rare. Like in all the travels we've ever done, we've never had one canceled for weather. And we've only come close a couple of times, and that was it. So we don't think it's too much of a worry, but we do also, when we book our trips, we make an extra day. Like if we're going Empire Builder and then the Lakeshore Limited, we would stay the night in Chicago. Not just like try to get in and then get on another train that day. Just because of all those reasons, if your first train is late or there is weather, when we're making like a big long vacation trip, we build in a couple days in each city. And that way, if we do have a problem, it would just be automatically sorted by time.
Right.
And so
yeah.
that's why I recommend when you're traveling by train, you don't want to make everything so tight
Right.
that, unless you're in Switzerland, then you can do it because
Yes.
they're on time every single
On time, every time.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
think we were 1 second late on
Yeah.
one train ride in Switzerland.
In fact, in Switzerland, you can time your trains like this train gets in, and then I have 3 minutes to get to my next train, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, the
Because-
first time we
yeah.
were stressed. We were like, we only have, I think it was like 3 minutes or something
Yeah.
like that. And we were like, we only have this amount of time to get from here to here. It was the perfect amount of time. We actually had extra time. We got to the
Yeah,
train
got
so
there in
fast.
30
And
seconds.
we had to go to a completely different platform, like go upstairs, across, and then down to a different one. And we still had like a minute to spare because they have it timed out so perfectly that there's not going to be a
Yeah,
problem.
that's never a problem.
It's
there.
so rare there.
But don't try that anywhere else.
No.
Because it probably won't go as well. Do you miss home cooking?
Well, the nice thing is that like we're in an apartment right now and I'm actually getting to cook here. I'll be able to cook birthday dinners, and we're gonna make cookies with our daughter and make Christmas dinner. So we do get Airbnbs or rent apartments that have full kitchens as often as we can, because obviously on the road it's really hard. You get stuck eating, train food, which is fine, but it's nice to get to choose your food and when you want to eat it and how much you want of it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I guess, yes, we miss it, but we do get to do it very often to cook at home.
Favorite Tiger says, what is your take on the Amtrak Arrow?
Yes.
we have a video coming up on that this
Yes,
week.
This Friday.
So you can get all of our thoughts on that this Friday.
Yeah, this Friday. We made a whole video for you
But
yesterday.
needless to say, we're excited.
Yes, we'll say that.
How did you find the Italy to New York cruise? It sounded like it was a ship repositioning trip. They are known to be reasonably priced. That's a great question. It was, and for more talk on that, you can after this we're going to be doing a cruise live on our cruise channel. But it was kind of repositioning, but basically it was the first voyage of the ship. So the ship was built in Italy, but it's going to be sailing year round from Miami. So they actually had to get it from where it was built to Miami. And for some reason,
By way of New York, which is
Yeah.
where they wanted to do the big naming ceremony. They wanted to
Correct.
be a really big deal, so that's why they did that.
So we just did that, and we just usually search on Orbitz or Expedia or something for transatlantic cruises, and then sort them by price, and you come up with some good ones. And it was very, very reasonably priced. I think 17 nights was like $6.99 or $7.99 per person in a balcony. So. Happy birthday to both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Golden Pass was that way. Yeah, the Golden Pass was.
Oh, we
was
loved
good.
the Golden
Yeah.
Pass. There were
Yeah.
so many cool trains on that one. If you haven't seen it, we have videos, I think, of most of them on there, or maybe all of them. And we did the front seats in the VIP panorama. That was really cool. And the belly poke was amazing. Such a cool experience. Feels like you go back in time, right? Riding the train. Really liked that one too.
Will there be a video showcasing your Via Rail
Oh,
trip?
yes. Oh, for sure,
Yes,
yes.
for sure.
I've actually started editing it, but I can't finish until we get to Vancouver because I want to show you the whole ride. But I am most definitely working on it for you.
She is. Which one is it?
Let's see. Are we interested in
Traveling on a private car.
Ooh, that would be kind of cool. If you know anyone who has one and wants to invite us, we would love that.
We've seen
That would
them.
be really cool. We see them all the time. And actually, we were on a train, I don't remember
Had
which
one.
one, that had one on it.
It was either the Zephyr. I think it was the Zephyr.
I think it was the
Yeah,
Zephyr.
'cause we were talking-
in May.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the
I
one
think
that broke
so.
down.
Yes.
It was when we broke down and we were carrying the new engine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
We were like 12 hours late getting into Chicago, but that had a private car or
Yeah.
a couple of them on it.
Yeah.
Favorite Tiger was on the Amtrak Wolverine, Michigan, the disaster train.
Oh, no. Oh, that was...
yeah.
Yikes. Oh, my
read
goodness.
about that.
We read all about that.
We have not made it on the Michigan trains. We really wanted to go this year, but they're not really set up to go from Chicago to Michigan and back. They're set up to go the other way. Like, the times are so bad. Like, you have to get up and get on the train at 5:30 in the morning or something.
A wee bit early for
Yeah,
us.
I wish it was the times were better because I'm from Michigan. I want to go back there.
He does.
Yeah, but the times. I don't want to go back at 6 in the morning though, or have to come back to Chicago at 6 in the morning. Have you considered taking the Rocky Mountaineer? It's on my bucket list of train trips.
We have, yes. It just has not worked out into our schedule yet, but it is definitely on our list too.
Yeah, it was I think one step below the Canadian on our list, and so we decided to do the Canadian this time. And
First, yes.
once we get all the way over to Vancouver, it's not running this time of year, which is the main problem. It
Right.
only runs in the summer, and a lot of time in the summer,
Yes.
well, late spring, we are cruising or maybe in Thailand,
in Thailand, usually,
or
yeah.
something like that. So we're home a lot in the winter, and that's when we do a
I
lot of
know
our
that
training.
seems crazy. We're like reverse
Yeah.
snowbirds.
But that's like one of the reasons we do that is because this is when you get the better Amtrak deals. You can travel a lot cheaper this time of year. So, and same is true of Via Rail. But if you take those cheap prices, then you can't travel on the Rocky
Right.
Mountaineer.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of the bummer. Oh, favorite Tiger says he wasn't on the disaster train. This was early
Gotcha.
June. Okay.
Okay, gotcha. Good.
Yeah, I
That's
misread
good.
that. That is good because we wouldn't want anyone to have been on that train that broke
Yeah.
down.
Oh, yikes.
Uh,
Ooh, Trans-Siberian Railway is your dream rail journey. That is high on our list also, Roger. We have, it's amazing because when you think you've been on everything, there's just so many cool train journeys on there, and that Trans-Siberian would be absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Robert, thank you for your kind words. Glad that you got something out of our tips, and I hope you have a great trip. Let's see. Dexter says, we have some 10% off coupons. We also qualify for the 10% senior discount. May the two discounts be combined for a 20% off. I don't know if that can work, but I would guess no, because we just tried to combine several, and they told
Yeah,
us
I don't
no.
think they'll let you do that.
They don't
I would
usually.
try it for sure.
You can try, but I don't think.
But the worst thing that can happen, it can say, you can't do this.
Yeah,
So
but
I say try it.
I don't think it'll work though. So
Yeah, but probably not.
in that case, then you have to just take the 10% senior discount because that's the one that you always get.
Yeah.
You can save the coupons for maybe.
Yeah, if it doesn't expire soon, doesn't matter. But if you can
Yeah.
always get the senior discount anyways, the 10%, then it really just, it's arbitrary which one to use.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to talk about too was we just got off the Canadian and the park car on the Canadian. It's the car that's at the back of the train. It is just amazing. If you haven't seen a video of that yet, you're gonna love it when we are able to show you that. It's on our social media on Instagram, Ground Life Travel. But that
Instagram and Facebook. I think
Instagram
it's on
and
Facebook.
It might be
maybe.
on Facebook
Yeah.
too. That park car was just something else. We really wish that Amtrak would get
Something like that. Yeah, it's amazing with the bar in the front with like the bar tables and the stools, and then basically a living room in the back, and then an upper level viewing kind of dome car area as well. It's absolutely incredible. If you haven't seen that, I think I posted pictures for sure on all the social media, but last night I actually posted a little video clip of what it all looks like. Incredible.
Let's see. Can you get a roomette for one person, but have another person get a coach seat, but both use the roomette without the extra meals, of course? So you really can't do that. It's possible you could get away with it, but I would say they're not going to let you. But you really wouldn't save much anyway, because if one person books a roomette, it's not half the cost of two people booking it.
Right.
Basically, the price of the roomette for one person and the price of the coach ticket would be pretty similar to the price of if you're just both in the roomette, especially once you factor in the meals. So
Right.
you're not going to really save any money doing it that way. And I don't think they would let you do it anyway.
Yeah, most attendants will not let you.
Although
get away with
we
that.
have seen it done by one person, but the attendant wasn't happy about it. So, so I don't know. I wouldn't try it. Have you taken?
It's a special situation.
Yeah, it was a.
It was a special family.
Have you taken the auto train?
I am about to. I'm actually going to be doing the auto train. So the thing is, we haven't done it because we don't have a car. We sold it when we sold our house and all of our belongings. So the only person in our family with a car is our daughter, because our son doesn't need one in Chicago. So we don't have a car to take on the auto train, and you can't take a rental car with you on the auto train. So I asked my dad if he wanted to do a train trip with me. And my dad is always up for adventure. You'll see, he's quite the character, my father. And so Rob is gonna stay home and hang out with my mom while my dad and I take the auto train down to Florida, and then he and I are gonna drive back home after we explore the Orlando area. So I'm going to be doing the auto train. So stay tuned next year. Early part of the year, you'll see a train trip that will have my dad next to me instead of Rob.
That's right.
And the good thing is, I already asked my dad, and he is very interested in sleeping in that top bunk. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
That was the only downside to having him, but he mentioned it first.
I'm
so.
interested to see how that goes. Yeah.
I
I think it'll be good. I'm going to do a couple of rapid fire answers here
Yes,
because
we gotta wrap up.
We're going to wrap up then and go over to our cruise channel, Ground of Life Cruises. We're going to do a live there right after this, about 5 minutes after we hang up here. So let's get some rapid fire questions.
Okay, what
if
do
I
you got?
don't lose my space. Where do you find the staff the friendliest?
Well, I mean, Canada is Canada. And they're going to out nice everybody. So
Yeah,
I would
they're
say
pretty friendly.
Canada. They're funny and super friendly. Very Canada.
How many points for a free bedroom long distance? We just got the Texas Eagle in a bedroom for 52,000 points. So that was
It
pretty.
it
that's pretty
varies
cheap.
depending on how far you're going, but we're going all the way. So.
That's pretty cheap though. Let's see. I often travel alone. Could I buy 2 seats on Amtrak trains so I can enjoy the luxury of not having someone sit next to me, especially to stretch out at night? Cheaper than a roomette. You could. It would be I question whether it would work really because it depends on the train a little bit, and you might want to call the office because some of the trains there's no assigned seats. So even if you have 2 seats, they're not assigned. It's really difficult to say what the person on board is gonna do. It may not work if you're only. I mean, you'd probably get into an argument with them about it. But if there's not assigned seats, it becomes difficult to say you're saving a seat right next to you.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
some routes are super busy, where they even warn people like, "Hey, move your stuff because a ton of people are about to get on at a particular stop." So
we've been moved. Like there are some where there's 2 seats that face each other. It's like a pod of 4, and we've had those, and then they've made us move so a family can sit there.
Right.
So it is difficult to do. Now, if you're on a train that has assigned seats, you can obviously just buy 2 seats.
Right.
And then you can say, hey, that's my other seat. I have both these seats. And a lot of some of the trains do have assigned seats, especially in business. But it would be a little bit of a risk.
Yeah.
So just depending on, I think the better thing to do would be to call up and ask them how full the train is. And if the train is not full, then just figure you can probably get one to yourself anyway. Just
All
by
right.
doing
You
that.
want to do one more?
Yes. Do you normally have live Q&As on Sundays for future reference? We do. Yep. We're going to try to do them a lot more regularly now, so it'll be at least every other week.
Yeah, now that we'll be stateside. There was such a huge difference time-wise when we were in Asia that it was really hard to do because it was basically like the middle of the night for us. So now that we're here, it's going to be a lot easier in North America. It's going to be a lot easier to do. So.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. In about 5 minutes, we are going to go over to Ground of Life Cruises on YouTube and talk cruises with everyone over there. Even though we talked a few cruises here.
Yeah,
But
so come chat with us, Grounded Life Cruises, and make sure you stay tuned this Friday for the Amtrak Aero review and our reactions and some more information on that. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining in.
thanks.